80 years ago in northeastern India, the Imperial Japanese Army fought what is widely seen as one of the most reckless campaigns of World War II. This week, officials gathered in a ceremony to mark the completion of a memorial to those who died in the offensive's bloody Battle of Kohima. The Kohima Peace Memorial was unveiled on Wednesday in Kohima, the capital of Nagaland state and the scene of some of the worst fighting in the conflict. The state's chief minister, Neiphiu Ryo, and Japan's ambassador to India, Hiroshi Suzuki, were among those who attended. In March 1944, the Imperial Japanese Army launched an offensive codenamed Yugo under Lieutenant General Renya Mutaguchi, the hard-charging commander of the 15th Army. Conflict in the Kohima Infantry Theatre lasted 5 months and was often conducted at exceptionally close quarters. For British Victoria Crosses were awarded in one engagement alone. Japan lost between 50,000 and 65,000 troops, more than half its force. About 20 Japanese people, including representatives of companies from the East Asian nation operating in India today, attended the ceremony in Kohima, which lies among steep mountains about 130 kilometers north of Imphal. One of them, the chief representative of the India Liaison Office at Dai Nippon Printing, said his great-uncle survived the battle. He never talked about the war, Saiki Suzuki recalled. I imagine he didn't want to talk about what actually happened. Attending the ceremony has convinced me that I have the responsibility to tell that story. Back in Japan's Niigata Prefecture, Tetsuo Soto, a 104-year-old veteran, said that experiences from the conflict often come back to him. Besides ammunition, we had no food, for heaven's sake, he told Nikkei in an online interview. We had to eat grass, the roots of banana trees, anything. The unforgiving terrain and supply lines were the biggest problems for both sides, but the Allies had an advantage. We were cut off in Imphal for months and supplied entirely from the air by the Americans and the Royal Air Force. Victor Brooks, a retired British major in the 7th Gurkha Rifles, said in 2005, looking back on some of the most ferocious fighting seen anywhere in World War II. The British major always retained a grudging respect for the Japanese troops he fought. His first encounter in the Kohima Infantry Theatre was the 7-day Battle of Sangshak, which lay between the Chindwin River and the all-weather road connecting Imphal, the capital of Manipur state, and Kohima. Fighting that first week generated staggering casualties on both sides. But Sangshak tripped the Japanese advance, the so-called March on Delhi, and bought time for the pivotal Kohima Infantry test of imperial forces on both sides, and a turning point for the war in Asia. If they had taken Imphal and Dimapur, which had a huge railhead, there was nothing to stop them between there and Delhi, Brooks recalled. Some historians believe the capture of Dimapur might have enabled Japanese forces to resupply for the onward push into India, where the Allied 14th Army, under General Bill Slim, later a field marshal, was preparing to march back into Burma, as Myanmar was then known. General Mutaguchi resisted withdrawal at immense cost, and always believed he could have taken Dimapur. While on the road, the Japanese army retreated down, later dubbed Bone Avenue by some. Veteran Soto said he witnessed the grim sight of a large bird of prey apparently deliberately flying into a frail soldier to knock him to the ground. The bird then ate flesh from the man's body even as he was still alive. I was scared I might lose myself at any moment, he continued. After all, what's most important to you is yourself and nobody else. That's why soldiers can sometimes kill each other even when they are on the same side. And that's what war is all about. Soto said such horrors must never be repeated.